It is the 1970s in the United States. The late 1970s and 1980s was a time of fast technology adoption across office environments in the US. The first computer software applications were spreading. Digital word processing were eliminating the need for human typists, and automated teller machines allowed customers to self-serve banking transactions. Word processing and ATMs were like AI is in 2026. Technology threatening to take over people's work. There were 500,000 typists in the US in 1970. It is a profession that no longer exists. Typists were very specialized, and while some of them might have become copywriters or executive assistants, their career was disrupted as their paper typing skills were no longer useful. Technology stole their jobs, and they had to scramble and retrain to start new careers from scratch. On the other hand, there are about 350,000 bank tellers in the US today, which is about the same number as 50 years ago. While ATMs automated balance, cash dispensing, and deposit transactions, bank tellers performing those tasks before ATMs existed also exercised customer relationship skills and had sales knowledge that continue to be important. In this case, most bank tellers were able to gradually climb the value stack, perform higher value work, and take customer service, advisory, or sales roles. Those two examples, typists and bank tellers, provide excellent case studies to indicate how workers in 2026 can face the adoption of AI technology. Why is it that typists were extinct and bank tellers got better jobs than in the past? This is what we are going to explore today. Each of the episodes in this series will present a concept. Today it is climbing the value stack, and then provide concrete actionable advice on how to apply that concept to your career. And finally, I'll share some of the real world insights from my career as a technologist and corporate leader. Let's get started with climbing the value stack and how you become the bank teller and not the typists. Welcome to AI Skill Pivot, a careerzcast series preparing you for the adoption of AI in the workplace. Climbing the value stack. Just as a top Michelin star chef shouldn't spend their time peeling potatoes, an engineer shouldn't write code by hand, a lawyer should not redline contracts. As AI begins to handle some of the specialized but predictable work, we all must move higher up the value chain to remain relevant. Regardless of occupation, we all develop skills throughout the value stack. Some are more basic and repetitive, others are more sophisticated and relies on human creativity or cross-domain knowledge. For this discussion, we are going to classify those skills across 4 levels. Level 1, tasks and execution. These are the skills of the doer. They sit at the bottom of the value stack, like peeling potatoes in a restaurant kitchen. While they are basic, they might be very well compensated in the absence of automation, like software engineers testing and writing code by hand today. Level 2, coordination and flow. These are the skills of the manager. They represent the next level of value and consists mostly of the management of workflow when multiple individuals need to collaborate to get some work done. In a restaurant, managing the order queue and coordinating the delivery of dishes to the tables is an example of this. Level 3, design and synthesis. These are the skills of the designer. As domain expertise rises, so does the delivered value. In a kitchen, recipe development is here. In engineering, these are the design tasks that require understanding of the use cases and customer needs. Level 4, strategy and vision. These are the skills of the visionary. This sit at the top of the value stack and often requires high level of problem-solving creativity and cross-domain knowledge. A top chef is not thinking only about food, but about the whole customer experience, including non-food items like comfort, ambience, and wine. While restaurant jobs are some of the safest from disruption or replacement by AI technology, we use it as an example because it's relatable for most of us, and this example can be transposed to your specific occupation or career. In this table, we are transposing the skill levels to a few more example careers. At the bottom of the stack, we have software engineers debugging or writing code, lawyers organizing documents and redlining contracts, and marketers designing text and graphic assets. Climbing the stack, we have software project management, legal litigation, campaign management. Even higher, software design, legal solutioning, campaign design. At the top of the stack, we have the most strategic skills: software architecture, legal strategy, marketing, branding, and positioning. There is a clear correlation between expertise and seniority and the perceived value for each occupation. As AI starts to automate tasks at the bottom, that enables everyone to deliver more value, but it will also eliminate entry-level jobs for knowledge workers. Existing workers need to move up faster or eventually be outcompeted by AI natives who can be more productive with the use of new technology tools. For some time, students will need to compensate for the slowness of our educational system and prepare themselves to deliver more than previous generations as they enter the workforce. Most of the leaders of the computer or internet generations did not learn their new skills in school, but they were self-taught instead. So a survival tip: if you are a student, you need to get an internship and show your boss how you can use AI to do your assignments in half of the time. This is how you get hired in 2026. The pivot: be the bank teller, not the typist. Understanding the value stack is your map, but a map doesn't move the car. To actually climb it, you need to stop being a specialist in a silo. In the 20th century, functional specialization was a superpower. In the AI era, it's a trap. Here are the 5 levers you need to pull to break out. Number 1, become a technology expert. Regardless of your current occupation, you must become an expert in applying AI to your line of work. Don't just use the tools. Understand how large language models and AI automation work. If you're a lawyer, you must be the first to use it effectively to automate the redlining of contracts, for example. Embrace this technology to improve efficiency rather than ignoring them as a threat. Number 2, effective communication. To climb the value stack, you need to rise above your expertise silo and interact with other functions in the organization. Learn how to communicate with people who don't have your expertise. If you are an engineer, for example, you need to be a translator between the technical and the business world. You must be able to take complex business problems and convert them into clear technical requirements. Number 3, become a strategic project manager. Just managing workflows is not enough. You need to be an expert in integrating business solutions. This is more than just tracking tasks. It's about the ability to analyze a massive problem, understand the challenges, and synthesize the solution. If you are a marketer, for example, you need to understand the relative value of different media and design strategies across them. Technology will change how projects are managed, and you must be the first to experiment with it. Number 4, develop domain expertise. To deliver value, you must understand the specific industry you're working in beyond generalities and network with the thought leaders. It is no longer enough to be an engineer, a lawyer, or a marketer. You need to be an expert of your function within the industry you are in. Particularly early in the career, I recommend switching jobs every couple of years so you can collect different samples of domain expertise in different industries. Number 5, invest in leadership skills. Leadership is the ability to influence people, create a vision, and move that vision into execution. Use your domain expertise to project a coherent, compelling vision of the future. Check the thought leadership video in the channel. The earlier you start developing skills like strategic thinking and personal branding, the faster your career hits the inflection point that accelerates the climbing of the value stack. Career insights. I started my career as a network engineer in the early 1990s when internet technology took hold and it started to disrupt the world of work, much like AI and LLMs are doing today. What I learned is that the adoption of technology follows a predictable pattern we call the hype cycle. Check the hype cycle video in the channel. While tech CEOs promise that change is coming next year, year after year, it takes a decade for industries and organizations to transform. So, the good news is that you have time to become the expert in applying technology to get the job done faster and more efficiently. But you must pivot your skills now. Workers who became complacent after the internet bubble burst were eventually left behind and replaced by younger internet natives who could use the new tools to do better work at lower cost. So, if you are in an occupation that is very specialized and your skills are level 1 or 2, you need to start transitioning to a different career path that allows you to climb the value stack and avoid the destiny of the typists. Most likely, your current job is more like a bank teller in the 1970s. You need to use the 5 levers I described earlier to become the master of technology, an effective communicator, a strategic project manager, a domain expert, and invest in leadership skills. Conclusion and call to action. I hope this first episode of the AI Skill Pivot series has been thought-provoking and actionable for you. In the next episode, we will explore the concept of paving the cow path, how digital technology has affected the approach we use to solve complex problems, and how AI will further affect that approach. Before we finish, please subscribe and activate notifications so you don't miss the next episode of this series. You can also download the Skill Audit PDF, assessment tool for you to evaluate your skills, and the link is in the description. And I see you in the episode 2 of the AI Skill Pivot series.